Hello, welcome to Mr. Paul's Pantry. I'm Mr. Paul, and today I'm going to show you something a little different. Ingredients throughout the world are usually available, but there are odd things that aren't available in certain countries. I've lived in Spain for many years now, and most things are made locally here, which are a very good either copy or alternative to things I think I can't find. One thing that's very difficult to buy here, almost impossible, and also I know in America and places like that and many countries around the world, is golden syrup. Golden syrup is peculiar to the UK, invented by Tate and Lyle's more than 100 years ago in London, England. And it's used in many UK type recipes, but difficult to find a substitute for. In the US, I see lots and lots of people recommending you substitute it with corn syrup. That's a no-no. Golden syrup and corn syrup are not anything remotely like each other. They're possibly sweet, possibly sticky, and that's about where it ends. Golden syrup is made from sugar. It's a process from the manufacturing process, it's a product from the manufacturing process of white sugar. Corn syrup is nothing to do with sugar. It's made from corn flour or corn starch. It's got nothing to do with golden syrup, and it's not a very good substitute. Okay, so I'm going to show you today how to make a very good substitute for golden syrup. And I will in the very near future be showing you quite a few recipes that use golden syrup in their ingredients. Now, all you need to make this wonderful product is some white sugar, some water, and a slice of lemon. Let's do it then. So we've got the sugar and the water. Now we're going to stir it gently. I've got it on a low heat, by the way. I'm going to just stir it gently. Try not to splash up the sides of the pan if you can help it. Just stir it gently, just until the sugar is dissolved. I'm dissolving the sugar gently like this. Okay. Don't be tempted to turn up the heat here. Now it's almost all dissolved. And we're going to leave that until we start to see it coming to a boil. First of all, it'll start simmering around the edges. The thing you've got to be very patient with this. That's one thing you have to have, is patience, because it's very easy to burn the sugar, and it's even easier to burn yourself. So it's very hot, very dangerous. Don't have any children in the kitchen when you're doing this. That's very important. Now you can see it starting to simmer around the edges of the pan now. Can you see that? I'm sure you can. So what we're going to do, as soon as it comes to the boil, we're going to turn the heat right down to a very low heat. Low as I can on my gas. I shall put it on the simmer setting. That's as low as it will go without going out. Have a sugar thermometer, then do use it. You need to get it up to about, if we're talking Fahrenheit, about 240. It's actually at the jam stage. On a sugar thermometer, mine says jam, and that's the stage it's at. But we also need to watch the colour of it. We don't want to get it too dark. That's why we don't have the heat too high. We don't want it going dark before the water's all gone. Now you can see it's come to the boil now, so we're going to turn it right down to simmer, and at this stage we're going to add the slice of lemon. Now you don't need a sugar thermometer to do this. I've made lots of this without one, but I have one in the drawer. I've put it in just to show you, and just above the 100 centigrade, that's the boiling point, just above that, on my thermometer, it says jam. And that's where I'm looking. Once it starts to get into there, then it should be almost ready. But we keep an eye on the colour so it's not getting too dark. Because remember, we're making golden syrup, not black treacle. Okay. There, now it's been exactly 25 minutes. You can see now the colour. It's got a nice golden colour. First of all, we want to remove the lemon slice. And next, we're going to add to this 1 tablespoon of warm water. We're adding 1 tablespoon of warm water. I'll just remove that. Give that a stir. The reason we don't stir it during the cooking process is it will have a tendency to crystallise and turn back to granulated sugar around the sides, and that will make it crunchy. It won't be nice and smooth. You know, sometimes when you've had a pot of honey in the drawer for quite a long time, or the cupboard, it starts to crystallise. Well, that's what would happen with this if we stirred it whilst we were cooking it. Now you can see how thin it is here. It's still quite thin. So what I do to let it cool down, because the pan's very, very hot, is I actually pour it into a jug. A basin. Pour it into a basin. See the nice colour? But you see how thin it is. Don't worry about that, it will thicken up. Now if it doesn't thicken up, if you haven't cooked it long enough, you can pop it back in the pan and cook it a little bit longer. If it's too thick, then you just put a little bit of boiling water in it, a very small amount, stir it in well and get it to the consistency you want. So there we are, we'll let that cool and then we'll pop it in the jar. So after we've let it cool for a short while, not properly because it's still liquid, it will get thicker as it goes. I'm going to put this into a warm sterilised jar now so that we can now you see I've only got a small amount here. I don't make large quantities, it's simple to make, I haven't room to store a lot of things and I don't use it that often. So that's just enough for the last week or couple of months for what I want to do, okay? Pop the lid on and that will keep, without putting it in the fridge, for probably up to 2 years, okay? Lovely jar of golden syrup. Right, it's the next day now. This has cooled down to its consistency that I want it. This is the consistency of golden syrup. Now a little tip when you're using golden syrup, whether you've made it yourself or you've purchased it, if you coat your spoon in a little cooking oil first, it will just slide off there when you're measuring it out. Alternatively, you could dip your spoon into boiling hot water and do the same, and that would soften the syrup so it would run straight out. So there we are, that's my golden syrup. I will be showing you in the near future several recipes you can use this for. Well, that's it for this time. If you've enjoyed the video, go underneath, give it a thumbs up, tell me you've enjoyed it. And if you have any comments, questions or suggestions, leave them under there in the comments section. If you haven't subscribed already, press the subscribe button underneath and a little bell icon will appear. If you click on that, YouTube will let you know every time I put up a new video. So this is Mr. Paul saying bye for now, and I'll see you next time. Bye.